Alrighty guys, what is going on everyone, and welcome back here to another live stream. Glad to have you guys here once again for another update here regarding the weather. Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go ahead and see who we got ourselves here for today. We have ourselves Pilot, we have Dragoon, we have Legacy, we have, let's see here, Mark, we have TRG, we have Jackson, we have Jonathan, we have Onyx Puppy, we have ourselves Arjun. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Glad to have you guys here. So, we are watching two systems, not one, but actually two, that's actually forecasted to potentially impact portions of the country, the U.S. and Canada, both included. So, if you live out in Canada, if you know anybody who lives in Canada, watch out for them too, because it could be pretty impactful. So we're going to dive into the models here in a second, but first, like I said, like we usually do, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what's going on right now. Obviously, here's what's going on. We have a bunch of precipitation rolling in across the west. This is that second system we were talking about on the video the other day. This system is really starting to kick off here. Same thing with the central plains, or sorry, central Midwest out there towards like, Missouri. A little bit of rain across those regions there. We have seen a little bit of snow actually up there towards northeastern Minnesota pop off here, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on right now. But let's go ahead and jump on into the models, because that's what I really want to look out for. And I was actually browsing the probability of severe thunderstorms too. I think it's possible. We'll have to watch out for it. But let's go ahead and jump over here to the models, my friends. We're going to start off here with the American GFS here. So, like I said, at the current moment, from what we were seeing, is we have a bunch of moisture. You see all that? A lot of moisture across portions of the upper northwest, is kicking off here, which, those regions out there has been super wet lately. There's been tons and tons of precipitation that's been falling across those regions. Meanwhile, the United States in general, most of the country is relatively dry. There's really not a whole lot going on for most of us here. But then we work our way down here in time. Now, here's the first system that pops off here, is a pretty decent winter storm. But this one's more for, obviously, this is more for Canada regarding the winter weather here. But, you can see how it's really elongated. It's a pretty long system. So, with the system tracking also eastward for the most part, that could lead to a decent amount of accumulation across portions here of Canada. And of course, the second system, starts to develop there. We'll get into that here in a second. But yeah, no, look at that. Look, it gets pretty daggone heavy regarding snowfall for southern Canada. Now, this will not leave the United States dry. We're going to see probably more of rain than anything. Maybe a little bit of snow behind the system. We'll have to see. This model, the GFS we're looking at right now, also does support possibly a little bit of snow out there towards Maine here for the 7th. But, it's hardly anything, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, but really look out there for southern Canada. I know I really don't, I really don't look out for Canada too much, but But obviously, yeah, we're going to be seeing a pretty gnarly storm here work its way all the way from basically south central to southeastern Canada. I mean, look at that big block of snow that's going to be working its way out towards those regions here. Let's see. Rain says maybe a pattern change next week. Hopefully, yeah, because like I said, right now what we've been talking about for the last couple of days is that we just have one after another storms just going across the north. Meanwhile, down south, it's the complete opposite. It's very dry out there. Temperatures are actually a little bit more in the warmer side for the most part for this time of the year, anyways. So, but that is, that is essentially what we were talking about, that first storm. Then, look at this. So then we work our way here into the 5th and the 6th. And lo and behold, we get ourselves another big ejection of moisture that works its way across portions of the upper northwest. Yet again, more rainfall. This is going to be possibly a problem for, accumulations, like I said, regarding rainfall across the upper northwest. I mean, like I said, constantly being bombarded, day after day with rainfall. That is not good. That is not really too good. And this is going to really start to show itself here basically for tomorrow evening. Like I said, for tomorrow evening for the most part. Like I said, we have this system that's actually rolling through right now, which, we were seeing here. And we can actually see currently right now, a bunch of moisture working its way, like I said, basically working its way across those regions there. And that's eventually going to turn into that snowstorm that's going to, fall right over southern Canada into the southeastern side of Canada. Like I said, once again, we're probably not going to see any snow out of the first system here for the United States. But we probably could see a little bit of rain out there towards Minnesota, Wisconsin. It looks like the upper state of Michigan could really get a lot of rainfall out there, and of course eventually the Northeast could get hit by some rain, maybe even a little bit of snow too. We'll have to see how that continues to evolve. But yeah, then that second system rolls through, and we get ourselves a low pressure system that develops right across portions here of the central country. This is here for the 8th. Okay. Now remember, this is one model, so we're gonna have to take a look at a few other models, obviously, to compare and contrast them. But overall here, yeah, we get ourselves a low pressure system that develops. All that moisture behind that low pressure system will eventually get caught up into the system, as you can see here. Possibly delivering a good amount of rain up there towards, Wisconsin and, who knows, possibly. Now, here's the thing what I was wanting to watch for. Right now, there's still a lot of unknowns about, if this thing could produce severe thunderstorms. However, there is going to be a little bit of instability, a little bit of energy. I don't think it's going to be anything too ridiculous. I mean, instability values are very low for the most part, but there is some energy in the system that, possibly could fire off a couple thunderstorms. Who knows, maybe a severe thunderstorm or two. We'll have to watch it. Overall for the most part, but I really don't think anything like a severe weather outbreak or anything like that is expected with that system. But then it becomes a problem for possibly the Northeast here. We're going to go ahead and zoom in here to the Northeast. Now, this is what I'm a little concerned about here. It does show a good amount of, potential ice. Maybe some sleet, maybe some freezing rain, and obviously some snow could be a possibility here for basically the 9th, which, the 9th is about 4 days out, which isn't really too far. And the models have actually been supporting that. Here's the last GFS run, 6 hours before that, 6 hours before that. So it's been very consistent here in the models, over the GFS model, over the last little bit. So yeah, definitely looks like we possibly could be seeing a snowstorm introducing maybe a bit of ice, which that's a problem. No matter the ice is a big problem whenever it comes, more than snow actually. So that's what I'm a little concerned about there, out there towards, like Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, as the second system, rolls towards these regions here. It could be a little bit nasty regarding, the ice. Like I said, it does not take much ice to cause problems. Let's see here. What about Montreal? So gaming power, we have ourselves that first system we were talking about. We're going to go and go up here to the US. So watch out there. Yeah, even the second system, look at all that snow, for Canada. But yeah, the first system here, it gets a little closer to the States, but, for the most part, we should just remain in the rainfall aspect. But yeah, look at this. For southern, south central Canada, even in the southeast Canada, there's going to be a potential for a good amount of, good amount of precipitation out there. So we'll have to watch out for that. And then even after that there, Like I said, we have that second system that develops there and could even drive some more snow, maybe even a bit of ice, which would be a problem. Then obviously anything further after that is a little bit iffy from the models. I don't like looking too far out. Obviously, it's not really, it's not really too good to look at after 5 days, typically. But anyways, that's that. Oliver says, what about New York? So that second system, like I said, still some things can change. It could push further south. It could, stay where it's at. It seems like it's been pretty consistent on where it's at right now. But this system would likely remain just to your north, which is good. This thing would definitely remain, more than likely just remain to your north. According to like the GFS model in the last couple of runs here, as we can see, last several runs, look at that. Even northeastern New York State could see some heavy ice, maybe some, a lot of freezing rain, maybe a lot of, sleet. That could be a problem. And obviously this leads its way into portions of, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So all types of, precipitation types could be possible, ranging from rain to snow to sleet to freezing rain. That could be a problem. That definitely could be a problem. But let me go ahead and work you guys over here to the ECMWF. Now, what we're looking at there is the American model, and obviously, whenever you forecast systems, you want to look at more than one model. Typically, the American GFS and the ECMWF, which is the European model. Now, we're going to look at the European model now. That's actually in terms of snowfall. Now, I'll go ahead and show you guys this real quickly. So that first system, it could graze the north, which I don't see being too much of a problem. Even the northeast could see a little bit of snow, maybe around, some areas around 1 to 2 inches, which, it's not much. But mostly a, southern Canada event could be getting up in some regions between like 6 to 10 inches in some areas. Could be a possibility out there. So, but that's what's going on. But let's go ahead and hop over here to the precipitation type. We're going to take a look and see what we basically just looked at here overall. But we work our way down in time. Like I said, obviously we have that first system. The ECMWF solidly agrees on that system as well, delivering a good amount of snowfall. Really a good amount of snowfall for portions of, south central Canada. Once again, it's going to be, a little bit wet up to the north here. Like I said, we're going to be seeing a lot of precipitation. In terms of rainfall, mostly for areas like, Michigan and, Wisconsin, it's nothing too crazy, obviously. But then we work our way into that second system. And then, that's where we have, pretty much the same daggone thing here. The ECMWF also shows that as well. Let's see here. Team Kenny coming in here, being a member for 11 months. Category 1 Club. Thank you so much, Team Kenny. Much appreciated. Saying another great NWW16 stream. Thank you so much, Team Kenny. That's very nice of you. I really appreciate that. That is super generous of you. Much love to you, man. Thank you so much for that. Very, very sweet. Let's see. I liked your big TV background. Very professional. The news is important information. Well, thank you, Daisy. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different thing we do here on the channel now is those videos. They take a long time to make, though. Typically I'm not even joking with you, for a 5-minute video, it probably takes me about 2 hours to make, which, it's kind of a long time, but I enjoy doing them. I definitely do enjoy doing them, because the editing, the thumbnail making, the, planning, the prepping, all that stuff, it takes a little bit, but anyways, that is, that is what we're looking at. But we're going to go and move our way up here to the northeast here. Let's see here, United States and the northeast U.S. So in terms of the ECMWF, like I said, obviously the European model here. I almost said American model. No, this is the European model here. First big old snowstorm rolls through. Okay, once again, not really a problem for the United States, but the European model does support maybe a little bit of snowfall up there towards Maine potentially. So we possibly could be seeing this up here towards Maine kicking off overall. A little bit of snow, nothing too crazy, but then that second storm comes through, and that's where things start to really blow up here. Let's see here. Pilot, Category 2 Club for 9 months. Wow, dude, thank you. That is very sweet of you. Pilot guy saying nothing to say other than keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Pilot guy. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Also, we have Catman. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. All of my supporters, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, y'all. Glad to be a part of the team. Glad to have you here, part of the team. Catman, I appreciate that. Catman, Pilot guy, thank you so much, as well as Team Kenny. You absolutely rock, guys. Thank you once again. But yeah, but back to what we were talking about here is, like you said, the European model does support, even a lot of rain with the system. Not just snow, but you can see a big amount of soaking rain, kicking across the Ohio Valley and portions here of the Northeast. Definitely could be something, or should be something we need to look out there for. But then the cold air gets to it, for portions of, like New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Kind of kicking off a decent amount of snowfall. Kind of has like kind of like a nor'easter approach, as you can see, because it's not necessarily a really strong nor'easter, but you can see that we have that low pressure system positioned right under Maine, in which that would allow for all that precipitation to be wrapped around and into the upper northeast here, which that could be the next decent snowstorm, potentially ice storm we're looking at there. I mean, the European model does not support as much ice. Obviously the ice is represented in that pink color. The model we're looking at right now, the European model, the ECMWF, does not support as much ice as, whenever comparing to the American GFS model. But anyways, but then the system rolls through, and it looks like, even after that system rolls through, this is pretty crazy. So even after that system rolls through, it shows a lot of snow showers behind it, which would definitely likely bring up those accumulations overall. Let's see here. Oliver says, I'd like to see snow during Christmas. I hear ya. I've only seen that once in my entire life. Even I've lived in Virginia most of my life, and I've only seen that once. What's my updated winter forecast coming out? Probably around early December. I want to try for the first, but you never know. It depends on what's going on then. But I'll try for the first week of December. Yeah, I'll try to do that. But anyways, but then the high pressure builds in and, pushes all that moisture out. But yeah, but regardless, yeah, this is going to be a potentially, interesting setup here for the Northeast. And here's back to the GFS model, but, just on this in particular page here. Let's see. Like I said, I've never seen a white Christmas in my life. Wow. Yeah, no, it's not terribly too common. It's really not terribly too common here. Where I live now, Florida. Central Florida. Let's see here. I'm trying to wait for my thing to pop up. It's taking a minute. Let's see here. Callus has got to go to bed. All right, see you later, Callus. Thanks for joining us. See here. I'm happy to get an extra hour of sleep tonight. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about the time. I knew it was coming up soon, but, it came up, kind of snuck up on us. But anyways, but here's the GFS model. Once again, showing that big blob of snow with that first system. And there you go. Yeah, the GFS definitely shows a heck of a lot more ice. As you can see, a lot more of a problem regarding, freezing rain, sleet, and snow, being a problem. With that low pressure system really cranking up there and, just north of Michigan. And then that kind of alternates to the, just south of, a little break off low pressure system kind of develops out here to south of, Maine for the most part. Let's see here. Here in Kentucky, I've seen a white Christmas 4 times. Wow. Yeah, I just got I just got done with living in Kentucky, Joey. I lived in Kentucky for about a year, and before that, the rest of my life was in Virginia. Let's see here. But yeah, we'll make sure to do we'll definitely make sure to do a winter forecast or a snowfall forecast for whenever, Christmas comes around. Mary says, is that today? No, this is not today. This will be kind of ranging here between the 8th and the 9th. So today is pretty much over, so it's basically the 5th. So we're talking about, it's really showing it here for like the early 9th is when things really start to pop off here, like right around 1 a.m. But that could change, obviously. That could definitely range. But this model also still shows a lot of snow showers behind it. But anyways, this is here for basically the early 9th, which is about 4 days out, which is, definitely not too far overall. Let's see here. Daisy says, I would like to send you some money, but I don't know how to send. Let's see here. Want to make sure you receive it. You don't have to do that, Daisy. I appreciate it, though. Like I said, if you guys do want to support us, though, we do have our Venmo. It's an app you guys can download, and basically, that's how it works. It's pretty simple. But, Daisy, you do not have to do that. Let's see here. How will it affect the southeast? So this system, like I said, the southeast is in a weather pattern that's a little bit unfortunate, I should say. Not just the southeast, but the entire southern United States is in a problem right now, overall. Because you can actually see, I mean, as I play this down in motion, you can see just how we are seeing a bunch of snow, a bunch of rain. I mean, multiple systems popping off here for the north, right? A lot of systems popping off in these general areas here, which if you pay attention to it, you can see how there's just a lot of system. But if you look at the southeast over the next several days, yeah, there's really not a lot going on there. Really not a lot going on in that region there. So that's unfortunate. And that's going to lead you to be pretty dry out there, for the southern United States, southeast, southern plains, like Texas, and the southwest. Now, some of the models do show a break in that happening later on down in time. Just ignore that tropical cyclone there. GFS is a little crazy sometimes. But yeah. But it does show a break in that weather pattern here. Coming up here somewhat soon, kind of for the kind of the mid portion of this month for the most part. Let's see here. Rain says, yep, El Nino. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not going to be not too moisture filled out there. It's going to be a little bit dry for a while down south, unfortunately. But up north, that's totally different story. But, hopefully that weather pattern changes soon, because I know a lot of you guys, including me down here, need some rain. It's definitely just a little bit under average precipitation right now. Anyways, let's see here. Cass says, were I live now? Yeah, I'm live now. No, this is a pre-recorded video. I'm kidding. Yes, this is live. But anyways, let's see here. It gives me a high chance of white Christmas. Yeah, it does. Yeah, typically for the north, the condition we were in last year. This year is going to be totally different than that. I'm just going to warn you now, guys. This year is going to be totally different than what it's been for the last couple of years across the country. I mean, a lot more different overall. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop over here to the SPC. This is the Storm Prediction Center regarding severe weather, and unfortunately, I am here to regret to you all, we're not expecting hardly any storms at all. Obviously, knowing me, I love some good storms, but unfortunately, it's really, really, really quiet. Today, no severe weather. Tomorrow, no severe weather. A couple storms down in southeast Florida. Across the western side as another system rolls through. And then we have this big old odd-shaped amount of possible thunderstorm development across the northwest. Other than that, yeah, literally nothing going on here. And then whenever it comes to, the next several days, yeah, potential's too low for the next 8 days. So it's like, yeah, there's nothing going on in the severe weather world right now, so nothing to worry about. Severe storms, I think our season's mostly over for now. That could definitely change because, second spring, we're starting to introduce a lot of cold air in the country, and it's that cold air and warm air clash is what causes, severe thunderstorms to pop off. So that right there is what we're looking at. Let's see. I still have not gotten the test on my camera I got for my birthday. Storms. I have not had any storms to tell you. Yeah, Legacy, unfortunately, that's how it's kind of been for everybody. It's been very, very quiet regarding that. Anyways, but here's the tropics. We still have ourselves disturbance 1, which now has a 0% chance, near 0% chance of development. This development is a disturbance is not expected. System is likely to produce locally heavy rainfall. Yeah, it is bringing a lot of heavy rain with it throughout Central America, but it is rolling over Central America right now, in which you can actually see. Here, I'll go ahead and bring this up for you guys. So this is that system right now. Very scattered. You can see those storms on the system are very, very disorganized. They are very, very disorganized and very, very scattered overall. Which, obviously, yeah, the system is not going to develop. It's not going to develop. But it is bringing heavy rainfall. Don't get me wrong. Let's see here. We're getting a lot of wildfire in Mississippi. David, yeah, the conditions are very conducive for wildfires. Since it's so daggone dry down here, it's crazy. It is. Right now, though, regarding, like wildfires and stuff like that, like, red flag warnings and stuff we have out, we don't have hardly any red flag warnings out right now. We just have this little grouping of 3 counties in southeast Colorado that's under a red flag warning there for, wildfire. Because, wildfire conditions are low humidity, obviously dry conditions for the last several days, as well as, windy conditions. So you mix in wind, low humidity, and, just not having rain in a long time, that'll really spark off some wildfire potential. Let's see here. Rain says very dry. It is. Yeah, down south, unfortunately, it is very dry. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of warnings going on right now across the country, which, that's good. That's good. Obviously, if we can go without those, that is amazing. That would be absolutely awesome. We do actually have a few flood watches for this area here. Yeah, right there for southwest Oregon into extreme northwestern California here. Took me a second to remember it. But yeah, no, there is a good amount of rain rolling across those regions. And like I said, that's going to be kind of a problem for the Northwest here, guys. Is the fact that we're having round after round of precipitation like we were talking about here. I mean, it's just it's pretty crazy. Just continuous rainfall battering these areas here. Let's see here. Carl says already had about 4 inches of snow last week. Wow. That's a good snowmaker. 4 inches of snow, not too bad. Definitely not too bad. But wait, what state are you in, Carl? If I remember correctly, aren't you in Maine? I don't know. There's a lot of people I gotta kind of remember around here. But yeah, no. Look at this current pattern. This just shows you exactly what I was talking about. How all the precipitation is up north, and not there's hardly anything down south. Which that is a problem. That is a big problem. For the country here. Bringing just really, really dry. Super, super dry. Let's see here. But yeah, then those next 2 storm systems we were talking about are going to come rolling in here, which, obviously that's going to be bringing some precipitation here for the north yet again. Let's see here. Carl says South Dakota. Gotcha. I don't think South Dakota is in any line for any more snow anytime soon. So, yeah, it's probably going to be remaining a little bit dry. My internet's barely working right now. Uh-oh. Is it my end? Oh, no, it's not my end, thankfully. I don't think it is anyways. Why is these models... Oh, I got to turn off those models. Yeah, a couple really odd-shaped models, spaghetti models here, have it, going right across country. It's kind of annoying, but let's go and get rid of those real quickly. Oh, not that one, but there we go. All right, we're good. Let's see here. Our record of snow in Detroit and Halloween was 0.2. Wow, interesting. Let's see here. We had an inch or 2 of snow a few days ago in Northeast Ohio. Yeah, out there by Cleveland. I definitely remember that one. Yeah, we had a little bit of snow up there towards Cleveland. I remember tracking that one. Some areas about 3 inches or so. Got up to right around 2 to 3 inches. How is New York City doing? New York City right now. Looks like there's actually a few showers rolling by New York City right now, but nothing too crazy. And if you're wondering about that, that winter system, those couple of storm systems we were talking about here, probably not going to see anything out of it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just going to remain to the north of, remaining to the north here of New York City. But like I said, for the people it does impact, there's likely going to be a lot of ice on it potentially. The GFS really shows a lot of ice. Freezing rain, sleet. Mixing in with snow as well, which that's a problem. And of course we have the European model, which still still shows a lot of snow, but kind of drops off a bit on that that sleet kind of ordeal overall. It really kind of drops off on that. Let's see here. David says, thank you for letting me know about the wildfires here. You're very welcome, David. Yeah, like I said, right now there's no red flag warnings for you guys, which is good. But yeah, the conditions are definitely conducive for that type of activity. So watch out for that. It's been very dry down there. Very, very dry. But obviously, yeah, it's too early to look for accumulations on the system. I mean, I'm not even gonna dare look at the accumulations here because I know you guys are probably wondering how much snow we're gonna get out there. I mean, I can show you what the model is showing right now, but do not take this seriously, please. Disclaimer: do not take this accumulation seriously. Because, there's still a lot of things that can change. But according to the model, it shows, some areas here, between 4 and 8 inches could be a possibility. So we'll have to watch out there for it. But like I said, y'all, seriously, do not take that seriously. I mean, the previous model before that, you can see how the snow has been drastically changing over the last several model runs. I mean, yeah, it just shows you how very sporadic it is. I mean, it goes from barely 1 to 3 or basically 1 to 3 inches to some areas here in the last 2 possibly breaking up to a foot. So you see how sporadic it is. Don't trust it yet. Like I said, definitely do not trust it yet. Now for that one storm up north, that one we got a pretty decent idea. Like I said, I think that some areas could be seeing up to 4 to 8 inches with locally higher amounts being possible. I definitely do think that that's a possibility. Let's see here. We're going to actually, this one doesn't have precipitation type. There we go. This one does. But yeah, no, it's going to be a good amount of snow up there towards, southern Canada. Obviously, we got to look out there for that. Let's see. Worcester, Ohio, we had 0.7 inches snow a few days ago. Wow. That is a lot of snow there, Mary. That's a heck of a lot of snow. See here. Worcester, Ohio, where Worcester paintbrushes are made. All right. Let's see here. The South might get some early next weekend. Rainfall, maybe. Yeah, like I said, later down in time, kind of here for like the 10th it's showing. It's showing a big streak of, a big streak there of, God, dude, these gnats are getting crazy. Somehow gnats got in my room. But yeah, no, the South here, could be experiencing maybe a little bit of a frontal system, from actually the cold front here kicking off. Maybe a couple storms could develop, maybe. So we'll have to watch. But, right now there's, definitely nothing severe expected out of them. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. And then after that, it looks pretty dry. Yeah, like I said, you can't trust the models past this point. I mean, once again, it's only really good to look at the models between 3 and 5 days because, typically after that mark, unless there's some serious consistency and serious agreement between different models, you shouldn't be looking that far. But yeah, that really cuts off there for those, for those 2 systems. These systems are very confident. The models, I mean, you can see here literally, in the latest run, it really shows the northeast getting a lot, but lately, the last run has a lot more snow up to the north here. That's a new thing, but kind of more lighter snow. But yeah, if you look at the northeast, though, that's been there for a while. Let's see here. Broccoli says, I just joined watching hockey. Hope I'm not too late. We've been live for over a half hour now, talking about what's going on out there. Let's see here. Oh, something I do want to talk to you guys about here is, here, I'm going to bring you all over this. The expected temperatures. Yeah, look at this. So this is, the temperature outlook here for so basically 6 to 10 days from now. So this is, a little bit ways, or, basically for late next week, essentially. Actually, look at that. It's actually showing conditions being a little bit more warmer than normal up north. Same thing down southeast, unfortunately. The gray is showing, normal conditions typically. The blue up across the upper northeast, a bit cooler than normal for this time of the year. And then following into the week after next. Wow, big warm up. Look at that. Holy cow. Really warms up there. So, yeah, days basically 8 to 14. So that's about 2 weeks out there. That is, it looks like things are going to really be warming up there. So you guys, you might be happy about that. There's even no areas of cooling. Most of the area is going to be warmer than normal. See, precipitation-wise, for the next 6 to 10 days. Why does it show the southeast is above average? That's what I don't understand with the CPC here. There's literally like no precipitation happening here. And why is it showing the north? I think this is broken. I think this is broken. It literally is the opposite of what the models are showing. I don't understand. I really don't. Anyways, but that's what the CPC says. And then for the week after here, oh, you know what it is? This is 6 to 10 days out. So this is not yet. This is, I'm dumb for not even realizing this to begin with. Yeah, this is 6 to 10 days out, which is basically from, what's today? Saturday. So that would be what, Thursday? Starting Thursday of next week to 10 days out. So yeah, at that point the weather pattern's going to change. So yeah, the Climate Prediction Center shows the weather pattern changing to kind of flipping roles here to the south being more above precipitation. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see here. Snowfall will be below average in the north. Yeah, for this winter it will be. More above average down south. Like I said, definitely could be a good mix up in things over the last couple of years we've seen. What's up, Ragtie? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Hope all is well with you. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop our way up here back to the northeast. Taking a look here back at the models. So, but like I said, yeah, we have those two systems rolling through. Once again, if you live out there towards, northern New York State, if you live out there towards Vermont, New Hampshire, and like I said, even Maine, watch out for this, okay? Because, this could be bringing, some ice with it, a possible ice storm here, which definitely, oh, you can't even see what I'm looking at. Whoops, I forgot to change the scene. Whoops. There we go. That's what I was talking about. So, yeah, if you live up there towards, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, like I said, we're going to see a decent ice storm coming up here. But the good news is eventually it looks like it turns to rain, which would, probably help melt some things. But then the night after that, it's going to freeze all of that rainfall that we've seen. So that could be a problem. So that's what I'm saying. There's, a good shot for some impacts, some pretty decent impacts out there for these regions there. So, yeah, northeast here, guys. Once again, for like the northeastern side of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, models for the last several days actually. Yeah, the last several days have been showing the system popping off with ice and snow. So, definitely will be pretty impactful. And like I said, before that even, let's see. That's actually a big difference. Let's see. The latest GFS, yeah, you can see how it shows a little streak of precipitation rolling across the mid-Atlantic here. And then a bunch of snow showers following after the northeast here, which is really interesting. Meanwhile, like I said, when we were looking at the ECMWF model, the European model overall with that, the ECMWF here was showing, much more of a larger streak of precipitation rolling with that second system. Yeah, this one actually really shows the south getting a bit of precipitation here for right around the 8th and 9th here, which that could definitely be pretty beneficial. Yeah, and then it looks like we're going to start to see a bunch more precipitation. So yeah, you can really see that pattern shift here. So we're going to be swapping patterns here. So the north up here is going to be more wet for this week, and then next week it's going to be more wet down south and more dry up north, it seems. So that'll be good. But yeah, there's those two systems we got to look out for. This guy, pretty beefy system, I must tell you. I mean, look at that thing. That's a chunky storm right there. Delivering a good amount of precipitation, good amount of snowfall for southern Canada. Like I said, precipitation up north, out there towards like Michigan, Wisconsin. Upper state of Michigan could get a lot of rain out of this, actually. And of course, the northeast might get a little bit, even a touch of snow up there towards Maine can't be ruled out with the front of the system. But I'm not even worried about that because even if that did occur, it would hardly be anything. But that second system, though, that's where I'm a little bit more questioning the system here because obviously more snow and maybe some ice could be a problem out of that. Is the GFS shows a lot of ice up there in the northeast with the system, but the ECMWF, the model we're looking at right now, the European model, does not really show that happening as much. So, but still shows that good amount of snow out there. So we'll have to see. We will have to see here. Now, let me go ahead and hop our way over here to the northeast real quickly. Let's see. Northeast U.S. And I want to look at the accumulations here. Now, like I said, guys, this is a little bit early to tell. Okay, so a little bit of disclaimer here, do not trust exactly what you're about to see here. Okay, regarding snowfall, regarding the accumulations and stuff like that, once again, do not trust this, okay? Don't, like I said, take this with a grain of salt, but the ECMWF model here, actually, believe it or not, is pretty similar to what the GFS had to say here. Yeah, I mean, this is a decent way out there. You know, like I said, probably 4 or so days out. But it does show, you know, maybe some areas here, 4 to 8 inches, and, you know, maybe more like 3 to 5 across the south here. I mean, it even shows maybe a little bit of snowfall. Yeah, maybe a little bit of snow here happening for the 8th into the 9th for the Northeast. So, nothing too crazy, but definitely could be something to look out for. But yeah, but like I said, you know, it's definitely a little too early to tell. You know, take that with a grain of salt. But that is with the European model, and of course, like I said, the GFS model overall. You know, regarding the same thing here, the GFS model does not show obviously as much. Yeah, the GFS model definitely has brought that down quite a bit overall. But yeah, you can see that there is still some areas that possibly could be getting over 6 inches, which, you know, isn't too bad. It would be a decent little snowstorm. But yeah, with that first system that rolls through up there, I mean, we're talking some areas here breaking over a foot potentially from the GFS. You know, this system is only about 90 hours, not even that actually. It's only starting here about like 2 days from now, if that. And it shows basically, you know, some areas here reaching up to a foot in some regions in those really bright colors, which could be possible. And whenever it comes to the ECMWF back over here again, with that system, it shows more of a zone between like 6 to 8 inches, so not as much. But like I said, you know, it's going to be a pretty chunky system up there for southern Canada, so we'll have to look out for that. But then, like I said, the northeast of the United States becomes more of a problem. Pretty much for late next week, which I believe, let's see, the 11th would be. Yeah, it really shows between the 10th and the 11th. So between the 10th and the 11th here. So this is for next Friday into next Saturday. Let's see here. What is going to happen with Texas next week with the rains is, let's see, Bradley. So, back over here. Let's see, we're going to go down to the south central U.S. So what's going to be happening here with precipitation-wise? Obviously for the next couple of days, it's going to be pretty dry, but it does show a bit of precipitation popping off here for the 9th, which is Thursday, I believe. You know, across the south side of Texas, which, you know, is much needed. And, of course, you know, another wave rolling through like the 10th and the 11th. I don't like to look after this point because then it gets a little bit more inaccurate. But your next rain is probably going to happen between like the 9th and the 11th there. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Precipitation-wise, regarding the ECMWF model really shows the same thing here for like the 9th into the 10th and the 11th. So it looks like the 9th actually. Yeah, the 9th is probably whenever we're going to start to see some more rain up across Texas. So look out for that. That could be something to look forward to. Yeah, down south it's been pretty dry. Let's see. What about there towards southeast? Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, the southeast, like I said, this is our bad thing happening right now. It's this high pressure. You know, obviously high pressure leads to, you know, nice conditions, don't get me wrong, but you know, if you have high pressure for too long, it makes everything dry, which, you know, that's kind of the problem down here right now in the southeast here. Let's go and actually full screen this for you guys. But yeah, that's gonna kind of be the problem here, or that is the problem here for the southeast, is obviously the lack of you know, precipitation and all that stuff, but that could be breaking later on. Like I said, it looks like a cold frontal passage could roll through between the 9th and 10th. We'll have to watch it. I mean, you never know. It could have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of severe weather on it. We'll have to see. Like I said, you know, that's still a little unknown, but the models do support a little bit of instability out there. Let's go ahead and switch over here. It does support a little bit of instability out there regarding thunderstorm energy, stuff like that. Let's see here. Yeah, you can actually see that there for Texas right there between, for the 9th actually. It does show the south side, you know, having enough instability to possibly fire off some storms. Let me grab a sounding actually. Let's go ahead and see what the sounding has to say here. Not too sure. So yeah, the winds are pretty weak across the lower elevations here, but it definitely does show enough instability to fire off some storms. I definitely think there could be a few thunderstorms down there. Yeah, the GFS model supports that. And of course, yeah, later on after that, not really. Yeah, that's too far out to look at, but very interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. So yeah, it looks like the next set of storms, like thunderstorms, will possibly happen here for southern Texas for the 9th. For the 9th there. So we'll have to look out there for that. Let's see. Thank you for sending us a comment prediction, sir. Very welcome, Rain. No problem. Is a Death Ridge coming? Well, Death Ridge, you typically see a Death Ridge pattern in the southwest, but no, it's not a Death Ridge right now. There's really no ridging, because where there's ridging, there's troughing. We have zonal flow right now, which is the jet stream literally just straight evenly going parallel across the country, which is leading it to basically be very dry. Yeah, very dry down south, and actually, where the jet stream is, that's where a lot of the precipitation comes in from. So, in those regions, that being the northwest, that's where we're seeing a bunch of precipitation out there. I mean, literally here, I'm actually going to look at this. I want to look at the, let's see, observations here in the observed precipitation over the last 168 hours, okay? The last 168 hours, we've seen over... Yeah, look at that. Some areas here over a foot of rain up there by coastal, coastal portions of Washington State. The last 24 hours, we've seen some areas here between like 2 and 3 to 4 inches. Last 72 hours, yeah, look at that. Wow. Some areas here breaking that color table there. That's crazy, actually. Yeah, breaking that color table there for western Washington State here. You can see where it's really dark. That gets up in like 8+ inches of rainfall out there. And like I said, they ain't done yet. There is a lot more to come here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can see that pattern, what we're talking about here. You see how there's like no precipitation, hardly any. We have a little bit of northeast Florida we had, I believe, yesterday. A little bit of showers, But yeah, most of the rain here, as you guys can see, is all up north. It's crazy. Definitely really crazy. These patterns are the exact opposite for normal El Nino, says Joey. Kind of. But like I said, it's not winter yet, though. During the winter time, that's when El Nino is more potent. This time of the year, it does fluctuate the weather patterns, but El Nino is a lot more potent, like I say, during, like I said, basically during the winter months. Let's see here. Ragtie says, best channel for interactions and updates right here. Share every time I watch. Oh, thank you, Ragtie. It's very sweet of you. Let's see here. Yes, PNW needs rain. We have severe weather this AM. Wow, gotcha. Yeah, no, like I said, it's way too dry down south, y'all. We need a change. And like I said, for later next week, that could be changing. Looks like a possibility. So yeah, later next week, that could be a thing we need to look out for, is, the changes and all that stuff. But yeah, no, like I said, the upper northwest, though, you guys have seen tons and tons of rainfall over the last little bit. And speaking of, let's actually look at the forecast here. Yeah, over the next 48 hours, this is how much precipitation we're expecting here. So once again, I mean, you can see the country down south, central southern country, it's actually really, really dry still. This is over the next 2 days, basically. And you can see more precipitation. A lot of it for the northwest is expected out there. Just adding on to more of those accumulations. So they are getting drenched. Look at that. Some areas could be seeing up to 4+ inches of rainfall over the next 2 days. That is crazy. What's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. But yeah, that's definitely pretty nuts here. Whoa. What's going on with this? Hold on a minute, y'all. It looks like it's going to get really windy over Wisconsin here. Did I say Wisconsin? Wyoming. Sorry, not Wisconsin. I was like, wait a minute. That didn't sound right. But look at that. Over 60 mile an hour wind gusts. And some areas could be possible out there by Wyoming. That is interesting. Yeah, also across like the Midwest. This is winds over the next 24 hours. Wind gusts, I should say. And it really does show like the Midwest here really cranking up there, and some activity. Yeah, there's some winds between like 30 and 40 miles an hour. Jenny says I want snow. Yeah, I hear you, Jenny. I hear you. I agree too. I would like some, but you know I'm a little far down south where that red dot's at. That's kind of right where I'm at, so it's a little unfortunate. Let's see here. Can I check the wins for Monday? Yeah, I could do that. What? Let's actually start off with the GFS here. Nope, did not want to do that. Let's see here. Whoops. Perfect. Okay. GFS, and we're gonna go ahead and go to the. Let's see. If I can find it. There's wind gusts. Yeah, we'll have to just look at the normal winds here. This is in knots, by the way, too. Yeah, look at that. So the winds actually could be getting a little gusty up there for the Ohio Valley. You know, we're talking like 20 knots, so about 25, 30 mile an hour possibly. Let me try this view. I feel like I have a better way of doing things here. Let's see. We're going to go back to GFS. We're going to do the view across the U.S. Yeah, look at this. This will be a lot better of a way to tell it, actually. And let's do... There we go. 10-meter wind gusts. This is in knots, by the way. So still is in knots. But yeah, no, look at that. It definitely could get a little windy out there. Really showing there for like Maine by the morning of the 6th. Wow. Wind knots over 40 knots, 30, 40 knots there. That could be really windy. Really windy across like Indiana and Michigan here. Goodness. Let's see. What about the ECMWF? It's obviously good to grab two opinions here. This one's a lot higher resolution too. Let's see. So it's still pretty windy, don't get me wrong, but it's not as windy. 30 knots though. I mean that's still around 35 to 40 miles an hour overall, which is, you know, in terms of you know, wind gusts up there towards like Michigan. So look out there for that. Let's see here. How's my Halloween? Pretty good. How was yours? See what's happening with Dallas next week, please. They can probably do. You're very welcome, Lisa. So, what's going on up there is really not much. Unfortunately, like I said, we've been seeing a lot of dry conditions down there, not just for Texas and the South, you know, down the Southern Plains, but literally for the entire Southern United States here. However, I will tell you, your next shot for rain looks like to be on the 9th. It looks like here for basically the afternoon of the 9th, you could see a bunch of precipitation rolling through, you know, towards Dallas. That is from the ECMWF model, so you can see, yeah, between now and then, it's going to be dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. But yeah, once we reach our way here for the 9th, then it's going to start to kick off here again. The American GFS model doesn't really show hardly much, honestly, but shows more of rain for like the 11th, so there's obviously a bit of disagreement between those two models with that, but rain is coming, it looks like, you know, between the 9th and the 11th, potentially. So, Lisa, look out there for that. In terms of severe thunderstorms, you know, like thunderstorms, it probably won't happen. It'll just be like normal rainfall. But anyways, that's that. That's what's going on there for you, Lisa. Like I said, you know, unfortunately, it's been pretty dry out there for a lot of us, including me. It's been terrible. But that break seems to be coming up for later this week, or later next week, I should say. Yeah, so that'd be nice. But yeah, north they've been definitely stealing. They've definitely been stealing a lot of your, a lot of our precipitation. That's for sure. Let's see here. But yeah. Let's see here. All right, we're going to hop out to the tropics for a minute. This is something we have not done regarding the models. I don't think there's hardly anything in the tropics going on. I think the tropics are pretty much dead right now in the Atlantic. We have 97L, which is basically done for. It's not going to develop into a tropical system, so we don't have to worry about that one anymore. GFS model does show a system forming out there in the, you know, the kind of Southern Caribbean. This is for like November 14th though, which is 10 days from now, which is way too far out. So go ahead and knock that one in the trash because that's just too far out. At this point, it's just too far out there. But you know, anytime soon, yeah, not really. Doesn't show like hardly anything happening out there in the in the Atlantic regarding tropical activity. The ECMWF being the European model, it is also, yeah, really doesn't show much happening. It does show a bit of precipitation there. I mean, maybe a little bit of support of some moisture rolling up here towards the Gulf, but yeah, still, I mean, nothing tropical really. CMC model, obviously, you'd rather get another model there. Yeah, CMC model doesn't show anything regarding that system. And no other tropical systems as well. Icon, another atmospheric model. Let's see, this guy, yeah, didn't show anything either. So, yeah, tropics are dead, guys. I mean, I can also just show you this here. This is the ECENS models, the ensembles, the ECENS. And this one is showing us that we're basically seeing nothing. Got a little bit of something out there in the Southern Caribbean, but you know, it's pretty much unlikely. But yeah, there's no tropical waves anytime soon, so that is yeah, that's what's going on there. It's pretty daggone dry regarding tropical activity. So that's that. And like I said, back over here at the SPC regarding the storms and stuff like that. Yeah, we're literally no severe storms expected over the next several days. So yeah, tropics, severe thunderstorms are dead. However, winter weather, that's, like I said, you know, winter weather though, that is something else. You know, that definitely could be something to look out there for overall. Let's see here. But yeah, like I said, guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let us know. So we'll be here for you guys. Like I said, if y'all have any questions regarding the weather and stuff like that, you know, like I said, we'll be here to make sure that you guys are, you know, being prepared. You guys are, you know, obviously well aware of the situation, what's going on here, but things are going to change, y'all. Thankfully, it looks like they are going to change later on next week, so that'll be good. Let's see here. Let's see here. But anyways, that's what's going on there, my friends. I think we are probably going to hang up the live stream here in a couple minutes. So, like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let us know. Like I said, we really went in depth with everything today. I feel like we talked about the weather, you know, regarding the tropics, the severe weather. We talked about the big dry current conditions across the country, how much rain we've seen, how much possible rain we can expect here. We've talked about the dry conditions across the south, which is going to change next week. More than likely, you know, towards the later part of the week here for next week. So that'll be good. That'll be really good. And of course, talk about everything out there. But anyways, see everyone excited for this pattern change. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are. It's been pretty dry. Been very, very dry down south here. Let me actually go ahead and hop back over to that real quickly. We're going to work our way out there towards, let's see here. Go back to observations here. There we go. So, yeah, back to observed precipitation here. Last 168 hours, Southwest has not seen a drop of rain, which that is like, that's like a week, right? A whole week. Same thing for a lot of the Southeast, too. I mean, it's been really, really, really dry. We did have that one cold front passage, but the last 3 days here, look how dry it's been down south. I mean, literally, completely dry down here. Very, very dry down south. But up north, yeah, it's especially the northwest hogging up all that moisture here. Let's see here. Did I save it tonight? Yep. We roll back an hour. Let's see here. The pattern is giving all north El Nino this winter. Let's see here. It will be drier, says Joey. Well, like I said, Joey, typically during winter weather, whenever we have El Nino and La Nina, El Ninos and La Ninas are more potent during the winter times. So once we get into like the heavy winter months, you know, like December, November, or sorry, I did that backwards. December, January, and February. That is whenever we're going to be seeing, more of the heavy influences from the Pacific Oscillation. In this case, El Nino. Let's see here. Jenny coming in with a $5 support. Thank you so much, Jenny. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jenny. That's super, super sweet. Big thank you to you, Jenny. Everybody, please give Jenny a big thank you. You did not have to do that. That is super, super sweet. Thank you, Jenny. Once again, very, very nice of you. Does heavy impacts mean rain? So heavy impacts, I'm talking like snow. Yeah, let me show you this real quickly once again. Yeah, the GFS and the ECMWF models have been really screaming about this system here. Up across the north, basically between the right around the 9th, actually. So right around the 9th. I think this is right around the same time we get all that rain across, like, Texas, too. Yeah, this is right around the same time we get all that rain across Texas out there. But yeah, look at that. So the GFS last several model runs. Once again, Jenny, thank you so much for that. But the last several model runs has been supporting, I mean, seriously, a lot of ice, regarding freezing rain, regarding, sleet, and of course snow as well, which is, definitely going to be pretty impactful up there. And like I said, it's a little too early to tell for the totals. Like, obviously, it is still a couple days away. But whenever it comes to it, though, some of the models were estimating between like 4 and 6 inches of snowfall, which could obviously easily change to higher or lower accumulations. But it's the ice that you got to look out for. That's what I'm mostly concerned about here. Let's see. We're gonna hop over to this view here. Let's see what the GFS actually supports regarding ice accumulations. Now, once again, like I said, this is definitely something you don't want to take seriously. Okay, it's still a little bit far out. Okay. Wow. Yeah, GFS actually supports some areas here over over a quarter of an inch, I should say. Sorry, of ice potentially. That would be very impactful if that did occur. But like I said, it's mostly the GFS that supports that right now. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and work our way up here to the northeast real quickly before we roll off here. Yeah, we're gonna be heading off here, guys, in a couple minutes. But whenever it comes to the let's see, winter weather and man, they don't allow you to do ice on this one. They are greedy. This site is very greedy, I've noticed. It's like they restrict a lot of your access to even any of the winter weather. See, what about? Yeah, they turn out the ice there. We have freezing rain from the GDPS model here. Wow, yeah, GDPS actually supports a bit of ice too, as you can see, which is a little bit extreme in some areas, but that's that. Yeah, it's showing a decent amount. Yeah, GFS on the other hand, like I said, wow, no, this is freezing rain here. Wait a minute, over a half an inch of freezing rain? What? Wait, what run is this? Oh, hold on a minute. That's not the latest. That's the run before. Yeah, even then, still, that is a lot of ice to be expected there. Now, once again, it's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit early to tell, but that's something we need to put our crosshairs on. That's something we need to watch out for very closely. So we'll definitely do that. But all right, let's see here. What's up, James? Hope you're doing good. But like I said, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a stream here. We've been live a little over an hour. So we'll have to keep you guys informed, with the updates regarding, the winter weather, the whole situation going on there. So we'll keep you guys informed with everything going on. If you guys did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button if you've not already. Be greatly appreciated. Like I said, we love you guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Big shout out goes to Jenny tonight for supporting us. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. And, but like I said, if you guys have any further questions, we have our Discord. It's down in the description. Go ahead and check out our Discord. Yeah, that's pretty much all we have to talk about here for tonight. Tomorrow on the plan, I will probably make a video and I will probably go live. So I'll probably do both tomorrow. I'll probably do a video talking about current weather and then the winter systems, and then the evening I'll do a live update with you guys with the new models that come through. So that is what we're gonna do. That is what I'm planning to do, anyways. So we'll see how that pops out. Let's see. Roaster says, "Thanks for the weather update, Andrew." You're very welcome. You are very, very welcome, my friend. And all right, guys. Well, you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. The stream is gonna head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So if you guys have anything you want to go ahead and say to your friends, family, anybody, anybody you're hanging out with here in the chat, go ahead and say your final goodbyes, my friends, because we are going to call it a night here. Once again, Jenny, thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. And thank all of you guys for joining us. All of you guys for liking and subscribing. Really appreciate it, y'all. We love you guys. Thank you for all the support. And all right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys later tomorrow. We love you guys. Please stay safe, and we'll see you then. Peace out, my friends.